Hello everybody and welcome back to Marvel Champions, the Rise of Red Skull opening over here. And today we're going to be looking at Hawkeye. I can't really see my camera because it is in that crazy thing, but this looks about right. Okay, so Hawkeye, let's look. I pre-opened it a little bit. Not fully, just a little bit. Just enough to struggle. Okay, so we're looking at Hawkeye. Hawkeye is a 1 thwart, 2 attack, 1 defense hero. His ability is Quick Draw, Action, Exhaust, Hawkeye, Ready, Hawkeye's Bow. I may not be the mightiest Avenger, but I'm definitely the coolest. Hand size 5, hit points of 9. So that's the typical human stuff going on. We have Clint Barton with 3 recovery, the alter ego side. He is Shield. What was he? He's just Avenger on the other side? Yeah. Weapon of choice, action, spend 1 resource of any type, search your deck and discard pile for Hawkeye's bow and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck, limit once per phase, hand size 6. Okay. So, of course, this will be your Captain America's shield. This is your Mjolnir. Hawkeye's bow, 0 cost upgrade, weapon, restricted, max 2 restricted cards per player. Your hero gets +1 attack, and each of your arrow attacks gains ranged. Ranged attacks ignore retaliate. It's a wild resource, which might matter for the campaign, actually. Good. I mean, this puts him permanently, he's a 1/3/1, really. Because, yes, you will get rid of this maybe once in a while for whatever reason, but he is a 3 attack hero. I don't know how well he will play with protection or even justice for that matter. Luckily, a lot of justice cards don't require your base skill to be very high, so he probably is fine with justice, but definitely going to be interesting to try with aggression, I would think. All right, another very important card, Hawkeye's Quiver. It's a 1 cost upgrade. It's an item traded. You may play arrow events attached to this card as if they were in your hand. Hero action, exhaust Hawkeye's Quiver, search the top 5 cards of your deck for an arrow event, and attach it face up to this card. Great. The only problem with this is I believe there's 1. Yeah, there's only 1. So it's an insanely good card, but you have to find it. So hopefully it's in the top half of your deck, or you have a way to quickly get through your deck, or some way to search, but as of right now, I don't think that's possible. We have the new Mockingbird, 3 cost ally. It is the same Mockingbird, so it's Bobby Morse. So if this one's out, the person running the basic Mockingbird cannot play her until this one is out of the game. But who knows how long this one will be out of the game once you read its ability. Once again, 3 cost, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 3 health, Avenger, and shield traded. So she gains the Avenger trait, which is fantastic. When the villain initiates an attack against you, spend 1 resource of any type and return Mockingbird to your hand. Prevent all damage from this attack. Is that all you got? And she is also a wild. Amazing. It's like a shield block from Captain America. Yeah, like... and it's not so much you're losing a card from your hand, because you're gaining that card back technically, but to play Mockingbird again is pretty much your whole hand unless you've got a nice setup. But she's nice. I do like her. I do miss the ability to stun, but it's the price you're going to pay to play Hawkeye. I believe there are 2 of these. Sonic Arrow, 2 cost event. Arrow and attack traded. Hero action attack. Exhaust Hawkeye's bow, confuse an enemy and deal 3 damage to it. 5 damage instead if it's already confused. And that quote there, it's the sound of the Sonic Arrow, I'm supposing. Great card. Works very well with Spider-Woman's ability to stun and confuse enemies, which I think we have another arrow that also does something like that. But yeah, fantastic. Explosive Arrow. Try to center these on the camera. It's a 1 cost event, arrow traded. Hero action, not an attack, technically. Exhaust Hawkeye's bow and choose a player. Deal 3 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with that player. Anyone ever tell you how your eyes sparkle when you're angry? Clint Barton. Great card. Really good card. Better than Thunderclap for sure. That's a Hulk's card. And then we have Electric Arrow. 2-cost event. Arrow and attack traded. Hero action attack. Exhaust Hawkeye's bow, stun an enemy, and deal 3 damage to it. 5 damage instead if it's already stunned. Hail Hawkeye. That's pretty good. Great card, just like the Sonic Arrow. Really, really fantastic. Now, I think a good chunk of these were attack actions. So the card that came out in Hulk set, I think, was Martial Prowess. Might have a good chance in this deck. Cable Arrow, 1-cost event, arrow, and thwart. Hero action thwart, exhaust Hawkeye's bow, remove 3 threat from a scheme, ignoring any crisis icons in play. It's a great way to get around. Clint Barton. Great card. Usually, like, I can't wait for the situation to come up where this card saves the day, because right now it's the only card that can do what it does. But usually, you're going to lose if you're not in control, and this might buy you 1 turn. This will definitely buy you 1 turn single player, but 2, 3 players, I'm not sure how it's going to go. I do like the idea, though, really like it. I wish it maybe removed 1 more. I think that would, but maybe the cost for 1, that's pretty big for one cost. And I believe he does have some ways to mitigate the costs of arrows. So, all right, next we have Vibranium Arrow. 2-cost event, arrow and attack traded. There's 2 more attacks. So that's at least 6 attacks. So that's interesting to think about. Yeah, the Martial Prowess pretty much will work like his resource generator, specifically for attack arrows. Anyway. Hero action attack, exhaust Hawkeye's bow, deals 6 damage to an enemy. This attack gains piercing. Discard any tough status from the target before dealing damage. Now this is way better than that swing card we saw from Spider-Woman's deck. Of course, this is a signature card, so it will always be better, but love it. And we got 2 Expert Marksmans. It's a 1-cost upgrade, skill traded. Resource, exhaust Expert Marksman, generate a wild resource for an arrow event. When you fight alongside gods and monsters, it's not enough to be great. You have to be the best. Perfect. Great card. Well costed. All right, so that is his signature suite, and we're already into the leadership cards, and there's quite a few. There are some reprints, I believe. All right, let's go into it. Hawkeye. This is the Kate Bishop version. She's a 2-cost ally, which is fantastic. Always for the low curve allies. 1 thwart, 2 attack, 2 health, Avenger. Action, exhaust this ally and discard 1 card from your hand. Deal X damage to an enemy where X is the number of printed resources on that card. You see, I'm literally pointing arrows at you, right? So I wonder, this Hawkeye, would she be better in like Black Panther or Hulk or Captain Marvel with the triple resources, and then Black Panther's got a bunch of doubles? Because this way she won't get hurt. But would she be good in other decks? Because she'd most likely just be pinging for 1 damage. But everyone likes Black Cat from Spider-Man, but she doesn't require you to lose a card from your hand. So that's interesting. And you have to discard a card from your hand. You can't use Helicarrier. You can't use any of the resource generators. So I'm a little mixed on her. Overall, I think it's a good idea. And I think, like I mentioned, she'll be better in certain classes. It's also the only other way to have a Hawkeye out when you're playing Hawkeye. So, all right, the Black Knight. Dane Whitman. 3-cost ally. 1 thwart, 2 attack. 3 health, Avenger. When Black Knight attacks, Black Knight's basic attack gains piercing. Discard any tough status cards from the target before dealing damage. As long as the black blade blazes darkly in my hand, I must fight on. Part of me wishes, for a character like this, who we haven't seen yet, but we're definitely going to be seeing in the MCU, I'd like them to, instead of giving us the first initial piercing ally, that they kind of went maybe more thematic into his lore a little bit, and maybe even cost him up a bit more to like really make the Black Knight, because that art is fantastic. Like, it's so good. I'll try to squeeze him in decks just because he looks cool. But yeah, I like him. Let's move on. Goliath. This is Bill Foster. Now, if I recall, in the MCU, this was Lawrence Fishburne from Ant-Man 2, and I think in that he was a villain, or like used to be a hero kind of thing, now a villain. But this definitely looks like the comic book version. So 4-cost ally, 2 thwart, 1 attack with noticeably 2 consequential damage. He's an Avenger, 4 health. Action, Goliath gets +4 attack until the end of the phase. Great action. At the end of the phase, discard Goliath. Max once per phase. Alright, so the action is max once per phase. So, he can hit 5 attack. And potentially, if you buff his health, and I think there's a card to do that in here, and you get him on a Sky Cycle, which is coming up. I've watched too many other people's unboxings. And even use Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which should, I think, also be in this one. Is it in this one? Yes. There's a way this guy can do 15 damage in 1 turn. And I think with the same, if multiple versions of Earth's Mightiest Heroes, or Get Ready, things like that, and then say you have a protection player with a bunch of med teams out, this guy could go nuts, right? It's a lot of setup, of course. Even maybe leadership, protection in Spider-Woman, right? You could kind of try to just get it all going in one deck. I think he's great. Obviously, you have to have a plan for him. Is he good if you just use him once? Well, if you just use him once, you're at least hopefully going to get 3 thwart out of him. Or 6 thwart, using this 3 times, and then for your last attack, dealing 5 damage. That is definitely worth 4 cost. The points I bring up is just he can do some insanity plays. So lots of new allies here. Do we got more? No, that's the last one. U.S. Agent, 3-cost ally, 1 thwart, 1 attack, 5 health, Avenger, retaliate 1. After this character is attacked, deal 1 damage to the attacking character. Cap isn't the only soldier who loves his country. Alright, that's John Walker. What do I think about U.S. Agent? I think U.S. Agent is designed to take out minions specifically without saying it on the card. Because he doesn't do much damage, but he can take a hit and then retaliate. So, for instance, U.S. Agent comes on the board, he hits an enemy for 1, right? Enemy, let's say, has 3 or 4 health. Enemy hits him, say they deal 2 or 3 damage. He's still alive, right? Let's say max he does 3 damage. He's still alive, and he's done 2 damage to this enemy, and he's blocked an attack from an enemy. Not bad. Is he better if you buff his health and attack and damage? Of course. If he had 6 health and he's a 2/2, that's insane. I don't know if the protection card, that new, I think it came in the Hulk pack, it's like electrostatic armor, I think. If that works on him, like I said before, with the protection, Spider-Woman, leadership kind of combo, I think that'd be pretty neat. He'd have retaliate 2, 6 health, 2/2, then he would be good. Alone, though, he's alright. Well costed for a lot of health, and retaliate's alright. This guy's great against Ultron, right? Alright, let's put it away. Alright, and I believe we're into the 3 sets. Yes. So, Sky Cycle. Attached to any... 1-cost upgrade vehicle. Attached to an Avenger ally. max 1 per ally. Attached ally gains aerial, not that that really matters. Exhaust Sky Cycle, ready attached ally. So this was the card I was talking about with Goliath. This would work well with, for once on Iron Man, this costs 0, which is nice. So if you're playing Sky Cycle, Inspiring Presence, and then once again, say you got that protection player to heal you, or even just first aids, Sky Cycle can be quite fun. Oh, and here's that card I was telling you about, Team Training. Got a bunch of copies of that. There we go. 2-cost support. It's a condition card. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player. Each ally you control gets +1 hit point. This is just phenomenal. I don't know how well, specifically Hawkeye, could get this out in a 3-player game on everybody and still do his own thing. I don't know if this is a 1 of or 2 of, so you can see one of them sooner, and then once you got one out, put on a friend. Solo, would you play 2? I don't know. It is an amazing card though for leadership. It's the card they needed. And the quote here, we mostly just wait for Cap to yell Avengers Assemble and attack in the same direction as him. Yeah, I think it's a great card. Not much else to say about it. Having +1 health on all your guys, and say you have like 5 allies out. That's, for 2 cost, +5 health, it's insane. Alright. Ready for action. And there's Spider-Woman. 1 cost event. This is a tactic card. Hero action, give an ally you control a tough status card. Try that again, I dare you. Now this can be compared to cards like, is it Invincible? It's the basic card, I think it's 3 cost, give your hero tough. This is way better. Like, way better. I'm not fresh up on the rules how Overkill works with tough. I'm going to have to look that one up. But I'm pretty sure tough absorbs everything, right? Like, that's the whole point. But then maybe it's a little overpowered if nothing... Like, piercing gets through tough. I don't know. I think this is a great card. I don't know how many I'd run. Once again, it depends on your deck. If you want to block for a bunch of people, you'll throw all these in. But you got to remember when you block with one, it's exhausted. So you're going to have to block with multiple guys. So maybe like your Squirrel Girls or your Hawkeye, right? Someone who's not going to do a lot of work compared to like Goliath or Iron Man or something like that. All right, cool. And then these are reprints, I believe. Lead from the front. If you haven't seen it, 2 cost event tactic. Hero action, choose a player. Each character that player controls gets +1 thwart, +1 attack until the end of the phase. Great card. Not new. Power of Leadership, a resource card, doubles the number of resources. For a leadership blue, not new. Ooh, yes, more allies. All right. War Machine. We only get 1 of him. This is James Rhodes, so this is in contention with Iron Man's ally, which personally I didn't get him out a lot, so it's nice to see a different War Machine. This one, 4 cost ally, 2 thwart, 2 attack, Avenger and shield traded, 3 health. Comes in with toughness. What was I saying about toughness? Pretty good. Especially if you turn this guy into a 4 health, 3/3, right? War Machine's basic attack gains ranged, and he ignores retaliate. Fantastic. We're probably going to see a lot of retaliate in Rise of Red Skull, because it's what's the point of ranged if you don't have a lot of retaliate? Avengers Tower is a reprint, but if you haven't seen it, 2 cost support. Location. If each of your allies has an Avenger trait, increase your ally limit by 1. So that's kind of important that in this pile here, a lot of allies who we had seen before, or their different versions of them, are now Avengers. Specifically, Mockingbird is coming to mind. I think there was another one, but not sure. So that's fantastic. I think we'll be getting a lot more Avengers with the next sets. I think it's Ant-Man, Wasp, Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, but that might be the end of Avenger cards. So this card's still strong. All right, here's a new one. Earth's Mightiest Heroes. It's a 0-cost event, which is always exciting. Hero action, exhaust an Avenger character you control to ready another Avenger character you control. So that includes your heroes, heroes to ally, ally to hero, things like that. We come together to fight what can't be fought alone, Luke Cage. And as others have pointed out, it does look like Captain America's hitting Luke Cage in the back of the head. But I think he's just squinting. His eyes are definitely shut. Or it's that animation style where the pupil doesn't have white behind it, and it's kind of just like a black dot on his brown skin, which is very hard to see if that's the case. But this is a great card. Really good card. A lot of good ally combos can come out of this. So for it to be a 0-costed basic card, I think that's why it couldn't have been an aspect card, because it would have to do a lot more, and then it would seem maybe overpowered. So having it in basic is probably the best way to go. I like how I talk like I think I have some authority here. But yeah. All right, there are 3 resources. If you haven't seen them, we got this is double intellect. No, it's double genius, double strength, and double energy. All right. Last but not least, we're on to the obligation. Criminal past. Give to the Clint Barton player. You may flip to alter ego form to choose 1. Exhaust Clint Barton. Remove this card from the game. Or 2. Discard Hawkeye's bow from play. Wow. That one's so easy. That's not even bad. Sorry, I'll go back. Why isn't that bad? Because Clint Barton can just pull his bow. So you'll flip to alter ego, discard your bow, and grab it again. If you're in a bad spot. I don't know. It's not that bad. You don't have to exhaust that way. That should have surge, in my opinion. All right. Crossfire. This is his nemesis minion. He's a 1 scheme to attack. He has quick strike, so when he comes out, he hits you for 2. His attacks gain piercing, so you lose your tough. 4 health isn't too bad. Hawkeye with a combat training can take him out. I keep going to aggression with Hawkeye here. Might be the first thing I try. All right. Boost. If this boost resolves during an attack, the attack gains piercing. So that might be a theme with this guy. All right. Marked for death. It's the Nemesis side scheme. When revealed, Clint Barton player searches their hand, deck, discard pile, and play area for Mockingbird and places her face up beneath this card. When the stage is defeated, return Mockingbird to her owner's hand. And then, so it's only 5. Well, 5's kind of high. And then it's got the, oh gosh, my brain. Is it the advanced symbol? What's it called? I can't remember. But it adds an extra threat per turn while this is out. So, interesting effect. Haven't seen that yet. I like it. All right, here we go. This is what's going to make Crossfire scarier. Crossfire's rifle. Attached to Crossfire, otherwise attached to the villain. Oh god, a +2 attack on the villain. When attached enemy attacks... When attached enemy attacks, the attack gains ranged. Hero action, exhaust your hero and spend a wild resource. Ooh, discard Crossfire's rifle. And that's +2 attack. That's pretty strong. And then we have 2 sniper shots. When revealed, alter ego, place 3 threat on the main scheme. It's game ender. When revealed, deal 3 damage to your hero. I like to let them run a little before taking the shot. Crossfire. Dang. That alter ego is killer. I mean, they're both really bad. They're only 1 boost because that effect is just destroy. Well, that has been Hawkeye. So what do I think about Hawkeye? I think he has some good potential. Unfortunately, I feel like his whole kit revolves around getting the quiver out. Because once that quiver's out, you're playing a different game. Like, you're becoming the Hawkeye we all want Hawkeye to be at his best. You know what I mean? But until then, I don't know. I'm definitely going to have to do an analysis after I play with him a few times. But yeah, I'm very excited to try him. I was more excited to try Hawkeye than her, but then I guess the more you think about Spider-Woman, the more ideas come to your head about two classes in one, you know? So, yeah, I plan on playing a 3-player campaign of this hopefully soon, within like a week or two. I won't be able to record it because there's no way. I don't have enough cameras, and you saw my setup. But I'll definitely do a report back about my experiences. All right, this video is already longer than the first one, and we'll leave it there. Next video, I guess we'll just crank out the first 3 villains, and then we'll do the last 2. So there'll be 4 videos in total. 4. Yeah. All right. Hopefully you guys like that, and we'll see you next time. Beautiful setup. It was sitting in there. All right. Bye, guys.